Have you ever built a circuit on a breadboard and everything works? Then you move to the stripboard and suddenly it doesn't? Yeah, me too. What I'll usually do is to take a piece of grid paper and try to place my components and route everything by hand, but this can get complicated when the design gets bigger. So I built a tool to fix that. This is vCad, a browser-based tool for designing and validating stripboards layout. It helps you get from an idea to a working hardware without the guesswork. You place components just like you would in a real board. You press Add and select what kind of component you need. Axial is used for resistor, diodes and the likes. Radials, which could be used for capacitors or LEDs, and ICs. Let's try and build a simple logic inverter using a transistor. So I'll select the IC, I'll make it into a single row. With 3 pins, I'll call it Q1, which is a simple NPN transistor. I'll place one resistor at the base, I'll rotate it like so, and a second resistor on the collector. I'll use this component, let's change its name. This will be B1 and it will be an LED. The pitch is only one row and we'll make it a 5mm LED. And for the input we'll emulate a push button, a dual push button switch. So we'll call it a switch and erase, place it. Now you might notice there's some, I need to cut the trace over here, so underneath the resistor I'll place a cut, and I need to connect the power from VCC to the switch and also the ground for the LED. I can also mark where I want to solder my wires, so let's inspect. This will be battery and this would be ground. Even at this stage, vCad helps you understand your layout, making connection easier to see and track. But here's where it gets powerful. You can actually design your schematics in KiCad and import it directly into vCad. So let's create a new board and import the KiCad file. The software will decode the netlist and try to find out hints for the footprints used and enter it to the properties of the component. At this example, I have a 555 timer, and you'll notice there is a rustnet that shows me where unrouted links should be added in blue. It also shows me where shortcuts happen in red, for example between the 2 rows of pins on the chip. Let me try and build something. Once everything is routed, this bubble will turn green. What I can also do is crop the PCB to the exact size needed. Now I can export it to various graphic formats and take it with me to the workbench. Your design can be automatically saved into the cloud. You'll need to sign in, but it's completely free. Once you log in, you can press the project button to get to your design anytime from anywhere. If you use stripboards, give it a try. I'll place a link at the description. And if you have feedback or ideas, check out the project on GitHub. I'd love to hear what you think.